Hey, I'm going to try to do some sort of art type thing. Um, but I'm probably not going to talk about the art. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. This is a piece I want to ink for some reason. I don't really have to ink it. I don't know. I could scan it and just be like, it's done, whatever. I don't care. This is my third take on this idea of Jim Gordon, Commissioner Gordon from Batman as Batman. I just think it's funny to have him there in the suit with the mustache and the glasses. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna try to ink him. Um, hey, check out my new pencil case. Isn't it neat? Yeah, I got it for myself as a treat. Yeah, look at all these things I have in here, and all these other things I have in here. Yeah, look at that. Look at all these things. I need them all. I do. I'm going to use this guy. Pentel pocket brush. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Great. And I'm going to put this post-it note somewhere here. This will be just to test the tip of the pocket brush because I haven't used it in a second. Alright, we'll see how it goes. This one kind of, it's okay. It does pretty well, I think, but I mean, I just haven't used it very much. We'll see. Anyways, what have you been up to? Cool. Yeah, I've been struggling, kind of mentally, I guess. Let's go with that. Kind of mentally, but that seems to then manifest kind of physically with like me being kind of lethargic and or just depressed and sad, and then yeah, all that stuff seems to go together pretty well. It's almost like mental things are connected to physical things. Isn't that fun? Oh, hey, by the way, have you been watching the new? I'm gonna put on a glove actually because I don't want to smear. The new Penguin show. The Colin Farrell Penguin spin-off show on HBO. I have been there's only 2 episodes right now as I'm doing this, but been enjoying it. It's very kind of a mob show, really, I guess. If you enjoy kind of noir mob stuff, it's been fun. Obviously Colin is very good, but also there's other great actors. His mom is excellent. I don't know that actress, but she is great. The little kid's sidekick, his Robin, I guess, is good. And Kristen Milioti. I know her from the 2nd season of Fargo. She was the wife of Cop, but she's done other stuff. That's just what I know her from. And she is also excellent. She is definitely playing kind of a crazy person, and she's pretty good at it. Her smile and her non-blinking eyes are you're just like, ooh, you know what? She could snap at any second. And I feel like as the show goes on, she probably will, because so far we've gotten only a few kind of hints about her as 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 a person, because basically it starts out and we just find out that she's been released from Arkham, which is, if you're not familiar with the Batman universe, Arkham is kind of a mental institution, sort of, for like super crazy people, and because it's kind of confusing because people would assume that people would go to prison, but the prison is actually called Blackgate, and some people do go to Blackgate, but so many of Batman's villains are often considered just crazy as shit. So they go to this place. I don't know if that's what, like I say, we'll find out if I end up ever watching the musical Joker sequel. But we'll see what happens there. But yeah. Anyways, so pretty good. Pretty good. I also started watching this show called Joe Pickett on Amazon. It's actually, I think it's a Paramount show, but it's on Amazon right now. And the only reason I'm watching it is because the main actor, Michael Dorman, was the main character in a show called Patriot, also on Amazon, which is possibly the best show ever made. And unfortunately, it only has 2 seasons, but they are excellent. So speaking of depressed, that show is about a Patriot, that is. Patriot is about a depressed CIA agent who messed up a job. He's basically like a hitman, kind of, or at least that's one of his jobs. And he messed that up and accidentally killed the wrong person, and got caught because the CIA is incompetent. That's actually a big theme in the show, is incompetence, where he's trying to do his best, but his support staff and all this other stuff is not maybe the best. It's a dark, very, very dark comedy, I would say. It's very funny, though. But it's one of those funny where you're oh man, this is dark. But I really like it. I think that if you, hey, speaking of Fargo, if you like Fargo, you would probably like this show as well. Patriot really was under the radar, and I feel like didn't get the love it deserved because it was so kind of badly advertised, I would say, or just it's all of its promotional stuff. Anything you've seen is you're like, what? I mean, there's interviews with the actors, and those are interesting, but I found them way after I'd already watched the show. Before the show came out, I hadn't seen anything, and the trailer doesn't really explain anything, and it's kind of impossible to explain anything because even as you're watching the first episode, you're going wait, what? At first, but then it starts making sense, and then you're in. Basically, I was, I love the show. I have several friends that are also just fully in. We all just got it, and yeah. So that's I would recommend that to anybody that is looking for something a little more intellectually engaging and just creative and clever, and the characters are interesting and good and reveal themselves in fascinating ways where you just wouldn't expect certain things, but and almost every character gets a ton of time to like shine, like like um, what's his name? Oh, fuck, I forgot his name. The dad from that '70s show, Kirk, 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 Kurt, Kirkwood Smith. Man, tongue twister. He is on this show, and he uh, starts out as one thing, and then we learn more about him as the show goes on, and he becomes maybe the most interesting character, the most, in some ways, just kind of tragic and fascinating at the same time. It's very, the show is also kind of about friendship and like, just like people just trying to do the best with what they can in their lives. It's very oddly inspirational. I don't know. It like I definitely like it's I don't know. I don't know how to describe it exactly because it's not really a spy show. That's not really what the point of the show is. That's kind of just what's happening. That's what the character is dealing with. Like he has a mission he has to go on, which actually is quite relevant for things happening in the world today. Uh, uh, oh, gonna. I'm gonna try to stay away from that. By the way, the day I'm recording this is the night, or rather, is we just had our what's it called? Vice presidential debate between a nice guy and a liar. That's putting it mildly, but that's what the debate was. It was one guy that just lies all the time, and another guy who somebody told him to be very nice, and I don't know who did that, but I would like people to be less nice to people that are awful. That would be great. Just what does it say about when people open their mouths? You just believe them, believe what they say, because people are fucking assholes. Some people just want power and they want to control people, and they'll say the exact opposite, right? Anyways, I'm gonna try to move away from that subject because holy fucking shit, do I not want to talk about it right now? At least not in a way that, yeah. Anyways, I had a really bad kind of, I don't even know what to call it. Not a panic attack, but I I was watching last week tonight, and if you look at the clues I've given you, you can figure out what episode it was. It's the newest one at this point, and I think it's about judges. Anyways, there's a point where Jim Jordan, there's a clip from him on there saying some of the worst, most just ignorant shit. Basically, he's advocating for how terrible experts are, how terrible people who know anything about anything are, and then he advocates for how, he may not know anything, but, there's no follow-up. It's just, the point is that he thinks that he can make better decisions than people that know what the fuck they're talking about. And that's the entire premise of Trump's campaign. Like, that's the entire thing. Like, It's a person that doesn't know anything about anything, as far as I can tell. I've not seen him be right, even accidentally, about anything. And so they just lie. And what helps people lie is that they get to do debates where apparently fact checking isn't done. That was apparently the rule that candidates, the vice presidential debate that they agreed to. And so I'm not exactly sure why there were humans there at all, because they really could have just had a robot ask all the questions. If it doesn't matter what they actually answer, right? Because it didn't. Because J.D. Vance can just say whatever he wants. You don't get punished for lying. You know what I mean? There's no consequences. The media is not going to hold you accountable. They're looking for clips, but they're not looking to actually be like, on the side of anything. They're not on the side. They're pretending to be impartial, which is like being impartial when there's a storm coming. Well, I don't want to point fingers or nothing, but there's two sides to the storm. There's the eye of the storm, and there's the other part. And we don't want to offend anybody. Not all storms are bad. There's good storms on both sides. It's bullshit. You're either on... If you're a journalist and you're not interested in the truth, you're a fucking useless person. Sorry, that's just what it is. Grow the fuck up. Fucking get your fucking pearls and clutch them, and then throw them the fuck away. Because holy fucking shit. It's like, what is your fucking job again? Anyways, I had an episode where I got very, very angry, and I could not finish watching that episode. I got very, very, very angry. And yeah, and I'm still, that was yesterday, and I still feel like anxious, like that anxiety from that moment of me being like overly disappointed in humanity. Because basically I don't understand how people that straight up lie, that promote things that obviously hurt people, are allowed to open their mouth and not be shut the fuck down instantly, told to get the fuck off the stage. I mean, Jim Jordan was elected, I think, several times now, so he's like he's head of some fucking committee or whatever, so he's been there a while, which means he somehow convinced people, despite being a complete lunatic who knows nothing about anything, and is just there to make the world worse. Like, literally, that's the only job he has, and that's the only thing he does. And the people that elect him, I guess, agree with that message, or they don't think that's what he's doing. I don't know, because it's obvious that that's what he's doing. He's anti anything that could help anybody except himself. So I would like to be less angry. That would be really fucking awesome. I'm going to try this weekend to be chill, and I think that it's me. I'm actually going out of town, which is actually good, I think. I'm going to be away from some usual, let's call them triggers, which is basically, So I'm going to be in Las Vegas. And I am going to go see Joe Bob Briggs. So I don't know when I'll actually post this. This might get posted maybe after that, so it won't make any sense. And you'll be like, "What's Joe Bob?" Anyways, Joe Bob Briggs used to host this show called Monster Vision on TNT back in the day. He posted a couple other shows that were kind of similar. One was called actually, I don't remember what it was called. Shit. But anyways, he was on the movie channel for a while. But basically what he does, he's like a horror host. But not just a horror host, really. I mean, I think that's, the B movies are kind of his bread and butter. But he can talk about any movie and make it interesting, But he's definitely like, it's definitely more fun when it's some sort of crazy bad movie and he's just like able to give you like interesting facts or something about it. Anyway, so he got on Shudder a show called The Last Drive-In, which I think was done as kind of like Last Hurrah initially, but then it was so popular because he did this massive, like, basically like, I don't know how many hour marathon initially of like tons of movies, and but it was so popular that they broke Shudder, and so they basically just gave him a show to do this, and I think that's the kind of the nexus there. But it's, the show is basically him and his male girl, which is like an ongoing kind of trope from all his shows, which is like kind of a hot, busty girl that delivers him the mail, which is like, I think he's had like 3 other ones maybe over the years on the other shows. But this show, this was kind of actually is someone named Darcy, and Darcy is interesting. I think she's done porn, but she's also just kind of been in like some bad movies. She likes bad movies, but like not necessarily just bad movies. Just she likes kind of that B movie vibe. So they've done, but she was kind of, I think, the person that kind of got Joe Bob back. So I will forever be grateful to her. And so she's the kind of the co-host, and but now there's like several other people around that are like helping, and like, I mean, obviously he has a full show that's like, there's a director and there's music, like original music. They have a musician that does stuff and all kinds of stuff. Like it's like a legit show. That's cool, and I like it. And if you have Shudder or AMC, I guess you can watch it. And I would recommend it. Just find a movie that he's done that you're interested in and start there, because it's fun. It's just kind of like he generally goes on kind of a initial rant. By the way, I'm just cleaning the tip of the brush because it gets a little, like, it picks up like lint or something, and then like starts distorting the tip. Anyways, yeah, I'll actually see if I'll actually post this as like me talking. Maybe I'll post like just a time lapse and none of this stupid talking. We'll see. What was I saying? Anyways, so one of the things Joe Bob does is also these live events. He basically goes to any place there's like drive-in, because it's like there's a certain like aesthetic and stuff and vibe to drive-ins, And so there's one in Las Vegas, and he's done this, I don't know how many times now, maybe this is the second or third one, I don't know. I couldn't go before because I couldn't afford to go, unfortunately, but I'm going this year. And last year he actually gave a Lifetime Achievement Award to Roger Corman, which is crazy because, Roger was like, I don't know how old, 90 something, crazy. But then, so that was cool because Roger died then later that year, or this year, sorry. So they got to kind of do this like tribute and watch some of his movies and say goodbye. And a friend of mine went to it, and I was like, damn, that's like crazy. It's cool. And so I was like, I should go. So I kind of found out early enough and was able to I couldn't buy everything at once, but I kind of, because there's several things, like I'm also gonna take a walking tour from Joe Bob, which is pretty cool. He's gonna do a tour of Las Vegas, just gonna talk about some spots there, which is pretty cool. I don't know anything about Vegas, so yeah, but it's kind of a lot of money. The biggest part really is not the actual tickets or anything like that. It's just the plane ticket to get there from Savannah. So that's the biggest thing. I was like, I don't know, this is crazy. Should I be spending that kind of money? But anyways, I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, anyway, so this year, which I didn't know when I signed up originally, but John Carpenter is going to be there, which is awesome. And so he's going to be on stage, and Joe Bob and Darcy going to talk to him, and they're going to watch 2 of his movies. And I don't know which ones, but I don't really care. He has a lot of good ones. He has some questionable ones, but it doesn't really matter. I'm sure it'll be interesting and awesome. I'm not really going there to experience a movie necessarily for the first time. That's not necessarily the vibe. The vibe's more just being part of this weird thing in the desert. It's like my much more civilized version of Burning Man or something. I don't even know what Burning Man is really, and I don't care. Maybe who knows? Maybe it'll be my fire festival. Huh? Anyone watch those documentaries? Anyways, that one guy was gonna give blowjobs for water or something. What? Yeah, that's a thing. Anywho, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm glad that I'm gonna be out of town for a little bit just to get away. It's also crazy because and lucky that this is also basically the week after Hurricane Helene came over and fucked shit up. And I don't think anybody was expecting it to be as bad, but it hit the Florida coast as a Category 4 hurricane, and then it was massive and just kind of hit Savannah. Not as hard as some other places. We mostly just got wind, but I think it was 75% of the city, and Savannah's pretty big actually. So, but just the city lost 75% of the power was gone, and my house specifically, it took us 3 days. So for 3 days we didn't have power, and we basically ended up throwing away like 2 garbage bags worth of food because it just there was just perishable shit and it melted or whatever, a lot of frozen stuff obviously. So that sucked. But honestly, compared to places like Asheville and I think a couple other places, I follow this craft school called Penland, which is in the hills of North Carolina. And they got hit. They had to cancel their classes for the next thing because it's basically just the road is just fucked going up there. I think a lot of places in the with hills and stuff got messed up because the storm dropped so much water in such a short amount of time that man, I'm struggling with these lines right now. Anyways, that it created mudslides, and so a bunch of places are just covered in mud, and whole downtowns are just gone. I don't know, crazy shit. Actually, one of the people that's coming to the Jamboree, by the way, that's what it's called, the Last Drive-In Jamboree, and I think I forget which person it is, but because there's several Scream Queens coming, like Rhonda Shear is coming, Linnea Quigley is coming, but there's one person that can't make it because they live in the area that got hit, and they have to deal with that. So that sucks, but totally understandable because it's if you've seen the photos or video, it's it's nuts. And keep in mind this is the same day as now it's we have a motherfucker running for president who thinks it's fucking climate change is a hoax, right? It's inconvenient for what? For business or something? Is that why it's a hoax? You fucking dumb fuck. See, I'm trying to not be angry, and it's just very difficult because I don't have any sympathy for people that are presented all the evidence, and they have access to all the evidence, and they could research all their shit if they wanted to, right? They can be as informed as they want to be, and they choose to lie, right? So I have no sympathy for them. I don't care that they're just trying to win. This is not badminton, I don't. This actually matters. Yeah, just really struggling with these lines. I don't know. I haven't really. So this is the other part of it, because I can't concentrate. I haven't been able to do very much art at all. I've been kind of doodling, I guess is the proper word. But I struggle with sitting down and actually making something happen. I think I saw a cartoon somebody posted about ADHD, right? And in it, they kind of described it as just kind of bees in your head. I don't think I have that. I don't think it's bees, because I know exactly what the fuck's going on. I'm not confused about what's going on. I just can't control it, right? Like it's not like noise or anything like that. What's happening is that I can see and I feel all the things, and like my empathy is kind of off the charts, you know. So when, for example, your government lies to you about an ally country that is committing genocide, you think, I wish they wouldn't do that. I wish they were, better. Wouldn't that be great? But they're not. And so you start feeling like, well, is the world fucking nuts? And that becomes very hard because you can't do anything. Like there's not a lot of options. I can, I can vote, right? But who do I vote for that doesn't support literally anything Israel wants to do right now, right? Like right now, if they want to attack, they just got bombed by Iran today, or I don't actually know how much actually got through, but, Iran shot missiles at them, and it was, and of course Israel said, oh, we'll respond. And the US has been sending more troops there, so the chances of something happening where a missile, let's say, goes astray and hurts Americans, and suddenly we're going to war with Iran. Why are we going to war with Iran? Because literally anything Israel does, we support and defend. Literally anything. There's no red lines. And that is highly frustrating if you're a person that has, any sort of emotional core or moral, center, or you give a fuck about humans, not being murdered. I don't know. Then you would be like, oh yeah, all mass murder is bad. But apparently not all mass murder is bad, right? You would think we could agree on that as humans, but we can't. Apparently, if Israel does it, it's great. It's fine. They're just defending themselves. They're always just defending themselves, even when they initiate the attack, even when they set up the, conditions for somebody to retaliate. No matter what, they're always they're the victim, and they're also the one lobbing the weapons, and we're supplying them. Because again, there's no red lines. It's just anything goes. So that's been destroying my soul, and I just don't even understand. I don't understand, like, I remember Israel having this, saying, never again, right? Which was in context of the Holocaust. We don't want the Holocaust to happen ever again. And I, naively, like a fucking moron, thought, oh, that's great. They don't want a horrible thing like that to happen ever again. But what they meant was they just don't want it to happen to them. Everyone else can go fuck themselves. And in fact, we're going to use those same approaches on others. And, and we'll do it openly this time, right? Like, it's not even like, I think during World War II, people could pretend, and I think a lot of people didn't know what Hitler was doing. They just didn't, because there was no social media. SS soldiers were not literally, filming themselves committing war crimes, and then transmitting it to the world to see. That just wasn't happening. That wasn't, I think the first war that we even had like semi kind of live, not even live, but it was like still like filmed. Anything was more Vietnam maybe, where they had actual, people like journalists on the ground actually documenting that stuff, and I think a lot of people discovered, how much war sucks, from seeing it up, like that. But anyways, and now it's just happening in front of us anywhere. It's just, and there are people who are fine with it. Apparently, I'm not. I'm not fine with it. I don't think that it's moral, and I don't think it's defense. I don't think it's. I also don't think that it's leading to making anyone safer. I don't think that the play, like I think it was like, I don't know. I just don't understand what the point is, except to be awful. I really don't. I really don't get it. Because these aren't like strategic decisions. They all seem very emotional, and short-sighted, and they're making things just worse. Just like Jordan, Israel has decided to just make the world worse. They attacked Lebanon fully. I think they just today went in on the ground, so that's happening. And I don't know. I don't know. It's nuts. It should be completely off the table. It should be like everyone should be calling it out and being like, "This is wrong. Stop it." Our government should be like, "We're not going to send you weapons anymore if you keep doing this." And none of that is happening. In fact, in the debate today, both candidates just basically, fully endorsed and said they would basically back Israel no matter what, because it's the only answer that apparently you can give now. That's how crazy it is that that's where we're at. Like, I feel like there's nobody moral in government. There's like who do I fucking vote for? Like, who? Anyways, I don't know. If you know who I should vote for, let me know. Below. Or tell me that I'm, some sort of bigot. That's really helpful. Offer no solutions and just call other people bigots. Cool. Let's do that. Anyways, I'm pretty excited about leaving town. Being away from some of the usual shit. It's mostly just like, it's not even like, there's not like anything here like is bad. I just do things here that are, like I'll get up in the morning and unfortunately the first thing I'll do is sometimes check my fucking phone, which is always a mistake. And I really need to figure out how to burn the phone into the ground. I feel like if I could be ignorant of everything that's happening, I could be happier or just something. But I'm definitely not happy right now. I'm definitely, I feel betrayed by humanity even more than usual, which is pretty impressive, honestly. Honestly, that's impressive. You know, like, because I lived through the War on Terror, which apparently never ended. But like truly stupid people, fully like openly, brazenly, vapidly hateful people. But they were also being called out on it, right? Like there were like people in the media and all this other stuff, just like being like, hey, you just bombed a bunch of innocent people. What's that about? And they would be like, yeah, we fucked up. Not initially, but it went there eventually. But I don't think it's ever going to happen with Israel. I think it's just not going to happen. I think they're never going to get to that point. It's basically, it's just a different situation. And Israel gets a pass, apparently, because I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why they're not held to any of the same standards as everybody else. Yeah, so I am very lucky and very thankful that I don't live in a war zone. That's one thing that I would like to say. Very, very fortunate to be living away from most things. It's great. And I should be more thankful for that. Trying to like see the positive kind of things that I have. For example, I like my wife. I don't fight with my wife. I don't have any resentment or bad feelings. I don't, she's great. She's sane and a moral person and competent, wise, and great. Probably the best thing in my life. The fact that she must be, because I can't think of anything else. I mean, I like my cats. I have cats. I have 3 cats. Beatrice, who is right now in this room, snoozing. She is cute. She has my same kind of penchant for anger. She will just all of a sudden get really, really angry and hiss and be upset. And then seconds later, she'll be like cuddly. And I feel that way sometimes, and so I feel like I understand her pretty well. There's Benji. Benji is maybe the nicest cat ever. He's never hissed. I literally have never heard him hiss, which is kind of nuts. Maybe even like too timid sometimes. I don't know. But he's like super friendly, gets along with everybody, all the other cats, and he knows how to like play, and he knows how to like hang out, just be cool. There's Catton. Catton's still around. He's very old and kind of, I think maybe a little senile. He's also very kind of fragile. He's like 16 now, something. So he's a little whiny, gets a little whiny when he wants food, and he sometimes forgets that he just had food. But other than that, he's cool. He hangs out. Sometimes sits on top of me. It's pretty cool. likes belly rubs. Yep. So that's pretty cool. Our neighborhood's pretty cool. There's like nobody that's really annoying right now, which is awesome. Yeah, there's several really good things in my life. I'm going to school. That's pretty cool. I'm not always sure why I'm going to school, but I am going to school because I felt like I needed to keep learning stuff, and it's awesome that I can do that. But yeah, so many really good things, and the fact that I can go to Las Vegas for a weekend, and that's pretty cool. That's not something I could have done even a few years ago, So yeah, I want to definitely spend more time kind of thinking about that stuff, about how great things are for me and people around me and cats, because it definitely makes me feel better. But I don't always remember, and I can't like stop horrible things from intruding my mind. Like I wish I could, but I just can't. Like even like I got really good at some point of reading between the lines, So now when I hear like words that I know are like they're words designed to hide certain other words, especially when it comes to like politics and stuff, people will use like weird like cliches and to deflect or whatever they're doing, and you can just like hear it, and the moment you hear it, you just like shut up, just shut the fuck up. And I hear it always. I don't ever like miss it. I feel like even like I'll be walking by and somebody else is I don't know, watching a YouTube video or something on their phone, and I'll hear like a second, not even a second, like a fraction of a second, and I'll just be like I'll know the context, like almost instantly. If I recognize the voice, that's more information, and I'll just get like, I can just get instantly like angry, and I don't know what to do about it. Because I really, really hate people lying. That's a really big pet peeve I have. I don't know why people do it. It's not even like white lies. Like I don't care about that kind of stuff. Like that's like whatever. Although I don't really want those either. But I mean like people deliberately lying. I'm talking about specifically like that's one of the reasons why I can't watch commercials. I can't. I will scream at the television. Like if I'll start making fun of them, and I'll start like initially I try to have just be funny, and then it just really quickly devolves into me being actually angry because I realize what they're doing, and I know that somebody might be falling for it, and that really is upsetting. Like really, really upsetting. Because I know people that have fallen for certain things and have spent money on certain things and didn't get anything out of it. or got tricked, and I mean, I feel like a lot of people that think Trump is a good guy or is great on the economy or whatever the fuck they believe, they fell for it, right? Like they fell for some sort of bullshit line he told them about, sucking up the fucking swamp or whatever the fuck he was talking about last time around. And it's just, he didn't present any evidence that he was going to do it. And when he had the chance, he didn't do it. He filled the swamp. He just replaced the people with his people, which is what that judicial episode of Last Week Tonight was about. But anyways, so yeah, I struggle with that kind of stuff. I struggle with I can't be like, oh, that's a cute commercial. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just no, they're just fucking lying to you and they're trying to take your money from you. And I want them to fucking die. And it's also why I don't do very well when I need to promote myself, because I just don't want to be even slightly close to that kind of shit. And so I don't. And so it hurts me, in the long run. I basically just, I can't, get people to come over and, join the Patreon. And then I kind of get, sad, and I don't want to post to Patreon either, right? I definitely don't want to post to Instagram. Or at least very rarely. Because it's become just something else completely. It's not, But yeah, I just don't like lying, and we're currently in a space mentally, I'm in a space mentally where it's just, it physically, hurts to hear somebody, lie about what's going on in the Middle East, for example, especially when I know they know what's going on. So yeah. Anyways, I might stop here. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. It's almost like an hour now. Wow, holy shit. Okay. But, you get it. You've seen inking before. You've seen me inking before. You know how it's done. You just, just waddle this thing around on paper, and you try not to fuck it up. That's all I'm ever doing. If I'm drawing anything, I'm trying to not fuck it up completely. Yeah, I don't actually know what the plan for this is. I don't know if this will... Maybe I'll just see if, it ends up in an issue of Gordon magazine that I sometimes contribute to. I don't know if I have a plan beyond that. I don't know. If you have ideas for what I should do with this, or if I should expand this, or go somewhere, let me know in the comments below. I don't give a fuck. Anyways, I think we should all stop lying about stuff like that. Stuff that can really hurt people. It's just, Yeah, anyways. So, totally forgot to say. Joe Pickett's show is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's got David Alan Grier in it too, and it's pretty good. Michael Dorman, it's pretty good. There's these tiny little moments where he almost sounds like John from Patriot, which is kind of fun, and I get excited. So there you go. Hey, check out Patriot. What are you doing? Stop watching this And go check out Patriot on Amazon if you have Amazon. If not, fucking download it. Don't fucking give him money.